We got two over here. Go once. Go twice. Two seats. Two seats right here. Anybody? Any takers? Oh, we got this guy. Oh, he's coming down. He's coming down. Our next contestant in row two. Here he comes. He's still coming. He's almost here. He's still. Oh, there he is. He's gonna break through. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Oh, I'm screwed. Guys, hello. Sorry. Oh, yeah, lunch break. Oh, what happened? Oh, all right. Do we have two seats right here? Perfect. Yay, two more seats. Oh, what's that? Oh, can we just scoot this way?
Because Diego can fill it down, but somebody has the seat box.
Did you just switch?
I can move. Can I move right here? Can I sit right there?
Thank
Check.
you guys for being flexible. Good yoga today. Love it. See up here? Today. See up here? Come down. Gotta take her. All right. Ready. Okay, so that's safe. I gotta say, you want to sing? One seat, we have a taker. Come on down. Thank you. Delivery. Is there a seat next? Oh my God, there's another seat over here. That's it. Oh. I guess you're right here. Perfect. Thank you, everybody. You're amazing. Are you going to see one? See right here. Another seat. And this one right here. Love it. You guys are good friends. I love it. Does anyone need two seats? Thank you. Pump. Ready? Come on, up here on stage. All right, I'm back. Sorry, not done with me yet. I need 2 seats. Oh, get your luck together. Here's your right over there, guy. Come on down. Yeah, I'm going 2 seats together. Are you guys charging? Or like a cover fee or anything? No. Okay, great. See, here could be free. You know, they saved it for you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Excellent job. Hey everybody, welcome to the McFarlane Toys panel here at Kombat 2025. Coming, but to start, I'm going to bring up our Director of Marketing, AJ Morris. He's in charge of all your pre-orders, so everything you see go up on social goes to this guy. So AJ. There's a YouTube show once a month, so when we don't have these events, you know, like Chronicons, if you want to stay up to date with what's going on, AJ hosts a YouTube show once a month, so check that out on our YouTube channel, and we're on every single social platform on demand. So, so follow us on all those platforms, and you get all the latest McFarlane Toys news. But with that, I'm gonna bring out our founder, legendary creator of Spawn, Mr. Todd McFarlane. AJ's going to kick us off here. We've been partnering with Walmart for a long, long time, but AJ, you got more built in with your thing.
Yeah, so at the Walmart booth 2821, we're doing a pretty cool bundle. Buy one of the Spawn action figures. There's 3 different versions up there. You go to the booth, you buy any one of those, and you're going to get a really cool exclusive variant cover Spawn comic book.
Yeah, it's 177. Again, we've got a mini series coming out called 177. Mark Spears, one of the cover artists, going to be doing this. We got 6 issues already in the can. But people want to call it 177. Let's do some math. I was born in 1961, and I was 16 when I created Spawn in high school. We're to make it 1977. So whenever anybody sees, if we did a toy based on my original drawing when I was 16 years old, it doesn't look as refined exactly the way that Spawn did in 1992 when we started in comic. So whenever I pull that out, they're like, "What's the same?" It's like, "Oh, that was my Spawn from 77." So we just now have a weird title and a name to it, so you get that character more. Let me just say about sometimes big corporations you get good and bad reputations, whatever else, right? I'm going to tell you my experience with Walmart. I'm thankful that the company targeted, but let me tell you, Walmart was the #2 company that ever supported my toy. My very first toy fair, And the very first person to say yes was pointing for us, they don't exist. And I was able to then take some of the momentum, and my next phone call went to Walmart. They went, okay, we'll take a chance on you for the spawn. That's what I had at that point was spawn. And we've been selling to them non-stop, right? The thing that's interesting to Toby that you don't sort of see behind the scene, for about 15 years it was the same buyer. And then he left, and then there was another buyer for like it seemed like another 10, 12 years. The consistency of those people, guys, and here's what I appreciate it because you guys weren't even with me that way. Here's what I appreciate about, I don't know if there's even anybody here from Walmart, but here's what I appreciate about Walmart at that time is that I would bring all my stuff like this. And this is just so you guys know, and it's not exclusive to Walmart, what I'm telling you, when you go and sell your stuff, you come and you bring all your stuff, you put it on the table, and you show it to them, you give them all the reasons why. And I would get from almost everybody else, as a matter of fact, everybody else, they go, well, we'll think about it, we'll get back to you, whatever. And at some point, that doesn't work very well because you got to make, if you want to get to 27 times, you got to make it a certain time, you need a commitment one way or the other. And when I went to Walmart, and again, it didn't always go my way, but I appreciate it with them. That the buyers were for 20 years, I'd have like 30 toys on there, and they would go, yes, no, 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 yes, 800 stores, go store wide, no, no, no. Now, it seems like a simple thing, but every time I walked out of Walmart, I knew exactly where I stood. I knew what we could. They don't want those eggs. They want those eggs. Let's go make them. They give us an order 3 days later. We're off to the races. Why is that important? Because you need 2, 3, 4 big accounts to be the lifeblood of bringing revenue into your company. So, and again, remember, this is sort of all pre-internet, right? Where now there's a lot of different options. You need some big accounts to keep going, right? And so I'm sort of thankful I got a short list of some of those that when I look back and go, they haven't supported us, we probably wouldn't still be here, right? And so again, Toys R Us being the first one, Walmart being the second, and over the years also Target. So all of them, thank you. So, yeah, thank you.
And Walmart booth, and they do have a bunch of other really cool stuff on display that Brian and Todd showed on the Walmart live stream today. So definitely go check it out. Walmart booth, get more there.
Can I say one other thing about Walmart? I was part of one meeting one time, and to get there, you have to go. I was living in Phoenix, and you have to go Phoenix, Dallas, and then you have to go to Northwest Arkansas. The one you live in Bentonville, you're going to Northwest Arkansas. That's what it said on the indicator book. And I've been traveling my whole life. I did a flight from Dallas to Bentonville, and it was the only time in my life I didn't die. Seriously. I thought it was and it was one of the big hurricane tornadoes came in, and at some point we couldn't make it through. And eventually he said we landed at this airport, that airport. Eventually, we tried to board it 3 times because it was storm. Then they said we're going to go to this airport, this airport. Eventually, they said those airports have been shut down. We have no fuel. We have to go through. The thing we just boarded 3 times. We have to go. We have no choice. We put this plane in this dive, and it was shaking. It was going. Let me see. It was the only time I've ever been on a plane where I saw adults crying. Because again, we all thought this was it. For me personally, and I'm getting way off the map here, but for me personally, I was silent and I made my peace. Because I vowed at that moment that the last moment of my life was not going to be. I didn't know, but I will personally, or I certainly. But I did have the picture that day of going, is it worth dying for plastic? Why am I up in this air? As much as I like toys, as much as I like Walmart, as much as I like selling to you guys, I was like, is plastic goods, the way you should die. Like, and so, and I have 3 young kids. I'm like, man, it should be something greater than that. So I haven't figured out how to create software, and I didn't invent AI yet. And, well,
All right, we have over 40 reveals.
that's enough.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is our first line of Turtles in McFarlane Toys history. Todd drew way back when.
Yeah.
But our slice, as we talked about, is based on the IDW comic book. So we're super excited to translate those into 3D form. These are 5-inch figures, and they come with the comic book. This is wave 1. These are hitting stores in here right now, literally. Yep. So
Yeah, these are ones that, like he's saying, they were based on the comic book way back when, some of the original stuff. There were a bunch of characters that were actually made it into any of the movies and or the TV show. So we have access to a library of characters and style that that hasn't sort of been there. We're hoping to sort of give a different sort of edge to some of the products that you haven't seen before.
And we will be releasing them online on October 15th as well. So they're hitting stores, and then we're gonna
So 15.
yes, next week. That's next week.
so wave 1, you get Leo and Donnie, and then obviously you want to work with the Turtles. So wave 2, and Crossday will be coming with this as well. But Raphael and Michelangelo this winter. So stay tuned for all those. Very excited to get those to show. Mortal Kombat Classic. We obviously revealed the first wave and change at San Diego, but we've got more here. Obviously, the first wave with Sub-Zero, Scorpion. These are based on the original video game. Right? So bring them to market right now.
Yeah, so the first wave is hitting stores right now. As Brian said, we have Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Liu Kang, and Katana. Let's get Katana and Molina mixed up. I'm sorry. And but we did have both Katana and Molina in that first wave as well. But the second wave is coming. Yes, of course. And what we do have coming, just launching for pre-order today, is the second wave, which has Reptile and Raiden. And then in addition to the solo packs, we're doing our deluxe 2-packs, which come with a huge array of accessories, alternate hands, alternate heads, and then a really cool environmental backdrop, so you can stage a cool fight scene with the 2 characters. And these deluxe 2-packs, these are exclusive to McFarlane Toy Store and at Walmart as well. So they were a part of the Walmart live stream today. So we showed those off. We've got Reptile and Liu Kang, which comes with those additional accessories that I mentioned. And then the other 2-pack we also want to pre-order today is a blood splattered Scorpion and a Raiden with his, of course, his lightning accessories. And again,
Yeah, we had that set up today earlier. We were in the fishbowl when we were doing the podcast. These figures also have pretty extreme articulation on them. Because again, for some of us that go way back, the side-to-side original Mortal Kombat, like everything was super animated, big. It had to be melodramatic. So we're trying to see if we can get these figures that kind of go in the scrolling left and right posing too. If you guys want to have a little bit of fun.
We do have Reptile and the.
Oh, yeah.
Right
I'll show you. I'll show you.
Yeah,
It is.
my best action pose.
It is. All right. Now, that's a good split, right? That's a full on split. So from there, you can do any pose that you want to. That becomes the side scroll. And the arm, you can actually scratch the back. Back here, which is good. Look, I always think a good action figure should go kick your own ass. It sounds like a punchline, but it's true. But it means that you've just got enough articulation, right? Because we can do it as humans, right? I can kick my ass, right? So your toy should be able to do the same thing. Why? Because if you can give a figure the same movement as our body as much as possible, then that means you're maximizing posing. You can put it in on your shelf if you're doing videos or anything like that. That's always the holdback of action figures as a whole. They don't have working muscles don't go. So how do you get the fake version of that? So I'm pretty proud of most of our figures and their articulation, but these ones.
Launching this holiday season is the next installment of the Avatar films from James Cameron. They were kind enough to give us the latest trailer. We'll play it for you right now.
Yes. is the only good thing in this world. A fire came from the mountain, burns our forest. My people cried forever. But it did not come.
This world is much deeper than you imagine.
Just a, stay covered. What does that always say?
So they stick together.
No, the other one.
So they never quit.
That's right. Someone never quit.
Do you simply live?
If you're a human being on earth living without a mask, then I'll be gone. You spring your fire across the world. You need me.
If you look at, can I just say about James Cameron, I've had the pleasure of meeting him a couple times. He's a keep. Let me tell you, the keep, right? Like you get him away from his whole crew, and people, he's a 10-year-old boy, not quitter, right? He's like, who made you talk? And they go, James, we need you. It's like, fine, I gotta go make a movie, right? But he was shooting like 3 of these movies at the same time in different studios, whatever else. And he had like this big long idea, when they explained it to us. But he also wanted to make sure, I don't think he was thinking about it in toy terms, but it works out, that there would be different looks as you started marching through the movie and different visuals, right? Some of the markings and or design, things like the banshee, the tribes, right? Even color of the skin, so everybody was gonna be blue, right? Because again, you start getting to a lot of repetition of it, so, always been sort of thankful for him. John, the partner who passed away way too early, who was probably our biggest advocate. And again, everybody misses John. Jim Cameron misses him dearly because he's his best friend. We did it because we had a big giant advocate at town with it. And all they ever wanted us to do was to try and get it accurate, right? Like just take these cool ideas, have fun, get it accurate, and let's go. And they were, once we sort of went down that vein, they were super supportive of it. And to think that movies have been made for 100 years now, and that 3 of the top 4 grossing movies in the history of mankind, one human being has directed 3 of the top 4. Right? It's like Avatar 1, Avatar 2, Titanic, right? There's only an adventure movie, Western, there's something. I mean, it's like Baby Rose, you know, when you're kind of stats. So it's always impressive when you run into big talent and they're supportive of us little guy trying to have fun with the project.
The team does a great job in bringing this to life that is before, working with our our partner in the Lightstorm. It's a really cool toy and look that we're able to get with these characters. So the wave that we have out that just launched for pre-order yesterday has Jake Sully, Natiri, and then two of the new Origins, of course, from the past films, but in this he's an Ash Warrior, and Barang is also one of the Ash clan in the new movie. I'm going to show you the Forge here on one of the Mega Banshees.
You know, you got Forge, the bad guy, looking a lot different, but we got some of the new design, but any of you supported some of the other one, what we've done, because you saw it in the movie there, lots like keep it in, even with white, right? Then once you get it, you can get all even the figures have different markings on the you put in there that work. Again, when we were kids, you just have to be super dark, right? Same thing here, right? It works on that. And then it also, you gotta be able to see the figure here. Here the figure and the trigger also, same thing happens. So, look at the fun thing. So again, you don't have to have a super powerful one. It works pretty well. But just a little bit of fun thing to put in it.
Yeah, there's the two Mega Banshees, and then there's also, so these are all pre-ordered yesterday, and then they are starting to hit stores right now too. So definitely check them out.
Yeah, but there's exclusive on McFarlane Toy Store. We can order some Johnny Banshees now. So they McFarlane Toy Store pre-order that one as well. Fallout Season 2 launches just this December 17th, right? We've got articulated figures for Fallout now. So Lucy, obviously, the main character from Season 1, she's available now in the Elite Edition, but we've got the rest of the cast as well. So these pre-ordered on October 23rd. So Hank McFarlane, Maximus, the Ghoul, and Steph Howard, minus her light eye there. And then there's a really cool chase where you get Cooper Howard with his boy and his pre-year here. So I'm excited to get those to market. And then obviously our movie Maniac figures as well. So you'll get the cast there, but also get Deathclaw and Securitron as well. So some of the creatures in the movie Maniacs form factor as well. Yeah.
And we're launching them live on Fallout Day, so on .com. So that's October 23rd, and they are starting to flow into stores this month as well.
And you'll see obviously plenty of all those, right?
Yeah. The thing is that our partners on this have been tremendously supportive, but it's always fun too when the actor gets behind it, right? Like I've said before, the word repeating, that the actors got to get a charge out of it. They know they're going to be made to an action figure, right? And so some of them it's like, okay, then I made it because now I'm a made enough character, and the project that I'm on, the brand that I'm on is important enough for somebody to make a toy, right? And it seemed like a silly thing, and it was curious to me, but early on, when we started dealing with actors, especially when I got really excited, I'd ask them, anyway, and the answer was always the same, which is, look, if we can give away DVDs of our show to our family and our friend, right? But unless they're watching it, like, that's it, it's just a DVD sitting on the shelf. But when you've got like a toy or a poster or even a t-shirt, like something else, especially a statue and or a toy, we can give it to our family and then put it on their shelf. And then they can sort of go, yeah, my uncle, my dad, and my mom, and whatever. And no, remember, that's them when they were in that movie. And they get a charge out of that, right? They know that they were in the movie with the toy signifies something that everybody can see, even the neighbor when they come in, going, look at that one stunt right there. They're looking good. So it's all making sure when they support us too.
Let's jump to comic books. Long-running DC Multiverse here. We got some team cuts, but also some requested figures here. So Superman, Waterfleet was Rocket Red and Ice Speed inspired earlier this year. And then some chases for these kind of wicked cards, as you say, it's Gangbuster and Black Connoisseur as well. So really rounding out the multiverse.
Yeah, here's the thing we were talking about earlier today, that, I mean, we've had pretty good success in going to, internally, I give them great, like there's the A, the B, the C's, characters. And we sort of bring down in terms of popularity, right? I mean, we all know instinctually that Plastic Man might not be the popular Superman, right? So you're a son of a different grade. They go to, you have to actually mix and match these characters. Why? You cannot just put all the A characters up to some point, run out of them, or people get bored of it. And then you can't then go, oh, we'll do a whole line of B's and C. It doesn't work that way. What I found in 30 years of work is you kind of, at times when we did, let's say 6-figure, you do 2A, 2B, 2C. Here's why I got mad. The collectors, you guys know which one are C's. You know, everybody's gonna buy the A. That's everybody. Your next door neighbor knows who those characters are. The C characters are the ones that super geeks know about, and we usually don't make a lot of them. And those are the ones I remember early when I started the company, the stock boys would buy all, right? They wouldn't even get out because they got to open up and the chases, they would take all the chases home with them, right? It was a switch on back then early to be a stock book. I'm taking that home at a 10% discount. And if they get the employee discount, they're going, oh, okay, people get frustrated, they wouldn't come out there. But what that means now, even on the pre-order and stuff like that, we usually limit stuff how many we're making of those. So we get a lot of time people go, man, that came out, it sold out. And it's hard to find now. I got maybe triple that on eBay. I think we also owe the collector market to try and keep their value on the secondary market. I think that helps sort of spur collecting. But what it means is you see a character that seems, why would I buy him? The answer is we didn't make a lot, right? And if you don't make a lot of stuff, I promise over time, the price goes up on those ones, right? So it's happening right now. My Spawn comics, there was the wall of about 3 years where they didn't really buy that many consoles, or now the one that's the hardest to get because there's not that many and the prices get like jacked up on. So same thing happens here.
We're gonna jump ahead real quick because we got something that's happening right now. We're gonna jump to the Elite Edition. Todd, I want you to kind of reveal this first figure because it leads to a bigger initiative. So our Elite Edition figures are our most elite, to be redundant, most advanced in the Lux action series. You've got a Spawn figure coming to market at the beginning of January. With a top.
Yeah, so switch. We haven't done Spawn with like a full wider cape, right? And again, we're trying to trial how our cape work these days. This is a prototype of what we're looking for right here. I keep saying I'm gonna figure out one day how to make a 2-foot version of it. Probably gonna need a couple of stands or whatever else and be in a box set or something. But this is going back to the original 1992 design with cloth, with sort of bag behind it. It's gonna have a big bendable, looking cowl on it, and we're gonna have steel chains and stuff. Do some of the stuff that sort of mattered what we did when we first were doing the McFarlane, and we'll do all the crazy stuff that was in there. And then you get some autograph cards to go with it. So,
But the Spawn's gonna kick off something a little bigger, right?
yeah, so we'll kick off a little bigger. We were sitting there going, okay, we like Spawn and Todd's cool, but there's way cooler guys up there. And in 1992, I had the great pleasure to share sort of some history at the beginning with Eric Larson, Jim Valentino, Jim Lee, Mark Silvestri, and Rob Liefeld. These were the original founders of the comic book. My original partners here. And so we have now convinced each and every one of them to allow us to do a founder's image comic book. And the excitement is, I mean, again, everybody's gone different characters, everybody's gone different paths, whatever. But the history and the impact, we didn't know we were doing this at the time. That we started, and that is because of the great efforts of these great people. And not everybody gets to go to conventions, and everybody has their schedules, whatever else. But I can say with great pride, And I have one of my original founders here, Mr. Jim Lee.
I'm here to approve the action figure.
So it's interesting, that when we went and made the contract with everybody, we were asking each one of them, like, who do we think we should make? And we'll kind of leave it up to you. We're not going to sort of muscle you. You guys know your characters. So why is Martin cooler potentially, or at least a good start out of Wildcats than some of the others? You think?
Well, I think because he hasn't gotten as much attention as like Driftwood. I think Driftwood's one. You guys have made an awesome Driftwood already. So to me, Spartan was always the leader of the Wildcats, and I'm excited to see what you guys do with the figure. I mean, I think the last time we had him, we were playmates back in the day or something like that. So this is super exciting.
Yeah, no, and again, I mean, images evolve. And like I said, those all 76 of us there are not the same six, but when we look back on the history, those are some of them, those are all for sure, all the bulks. Although I guess Cyber Force was marked, but Wishblade became one of the prominent characters that was there. Like, we're just trying to do either a new look for characters that already have a toy somewhere in the last 30 years, or trying to come up with characters that we haven't done before. Eric Clarkson, as you know, Jim, is the most particular, with that word, with his, and they did the sculpting, they did the sculpt. But I find it weird because, and you guys know, Eric is up to about 260 issues of Dragon, and he has drawn and inked and written every page of every one of those 270 issues. And Jim and I know that is an ungodly feat that it's almost the Cal Ripken Jr. streak. It will never get broken again, right? So, but when they showed me, since they showed me the dragon, and they said, Todd, we need to get your notes. And I go, hey, before you even get one note to me, send it to Eric, right? Because I don't want to do anything because he's very particular. Let me tell you how particular Eric Larson is. And I say to the term, we used to do, remember these jam pieces?
Yes.
And we each draw like one of our characters, but they were like 6 of us, 6 characters that we own on one piece, be a promo piece or whatever out. And Eric would do the dragon, and then I'd go in there and I would like ink like 3 extra lines on like one of the knuckle. He's drawing a big, it's a big drawing. And man, we would step that back, and I would tell him within 10 minutes, I get the phone call. Did you put fucking lines to that? I didn't think he'd notice. What are you reckoning? Just 3 lines, like, what do you call it? Like, the character is this big, I put like this on it. But that's how particular he is, which I find, I'm kind of jealous of, that he knows exactly in his mind what he wants. So hopefully when we get that dragon approved by Eric, it's gonna look exactly like what he wants it to be. Because he just wants it, like all of us, just wants it to be a great replication of what it is that he put on paper.
You should send him sketches from the issue of Dragon that I drew and say that's the. Of all the guys, we did that together, had our schedule, right? Everyone's gonna do a fill-in issue for each other.
Yes.
And so I thought I did a pretty decent fill-in issue, and then I did. I'm not doing a new issue. I just.
No,
I basically erased my whole issue.
the comic book. This is a good one. Just talk about Eric or get back to toys.
Sure.
We swapped books. Jim Lee did an issue of the Savage Dragon. Jim Lee, and Jim Lee draws any of your books? You said yeah. You said yeah. He did it. And for years, I would be on the phone, and that Jim Lee issue stuck in his head. Not because Jim did a bad job, but because it broke his dream. And so I think he was Jim. I think, and what issue was it? It was like issue 13. Okay, 13. Issue 13. I think all the way up to about Eric was on issue 72. Years have gone by. The festering bleeding ulcer that was there. And then finally, I go, hey, what's coming out from your dragon? Because I'm not doing dragon this month. Does it go, what, really? Why are you doing dragon? I'm redoing Jim Lee's issue. And so he actually redrew Jim's issue. Same script. He just took his script and said, hey, we've never done that crossover. Here's what it would have looked like, so that he could put it into the world, so that when he does his reprints, he doesn't reprint you. He's like, no, me. Like if there's this like master child.
Yeah.
Which is generally awkward, right? So this is tradition, but those are the sort of the fun.
And that's why I left him at comics. Yeah.
We got 100 of them, except it's a TV show someday. So. Shadowhawk would be Dragon and Shadowhawk would be a couple of the other one. Jim Valentino came out with his. Jim Valentino doesn't travel, doesn't fly. You know, he just got to that point where he just, I'm not gonna do it anymore. So he didn't even go to San Diego. So I like it's cool if he was here and he could say a few words about his character, but he was only that elegant design of that. Really simple, black and silver, like Oakland Raider color. Really good. What do you play? What do you got to say about Witchblade? I'll let you have it.
Me?
Yeah.
Is that Witchblade? Oh, yeah, it's Sarah.
Yeah, but it's a gold version. That's one classic one. This is a new book.
Oh, that's awesome. I think they relaunched the book, right?
Yes, I did.
They did, yeah, no, like, I can't, I'm old, it all looks blurry to me, so it looks great, Todd. I assume that, I don't, that's Mark's art, right? That's not Michael Turner, right? So.
No, that's Mark's art. You get the new caution of your gold one, because the other one is like pretty sexy, right?
No, well,
So this one,
she's more covered up, but
Yeah.
essentially,
yeah.
it's the human form.
Yeah, Mark, yes, we got it.
Yes, it's very good. at-
Brock Liefeld recently returned on Youngblood.
Yeah.
And Prophet was one of his sort of big, cool, strong,
Right.
slash type character. But I think these are gonna be like in one big package or what?
So they're in the Elite Edition box, right?
Right.
Which is very similar, I'll jump back like to our Fallout T60. So they'll all be branded with the comic book branding, so for Wildcats or Spawn or whatnot, but they're loaded with accessories, packaging is the same size. And every other, the housekeeping stuff here, every other month, or every 2 months, we're gonna release an image comics cover. So Spawn, Jimmy will be in late spring, and Rob.
Let's bring up next year.
Yeah, 2026, yeah, please.
Yeah, and then eventually, again, I know that you find somewhere, it's the one where you're all in one, right? That one where you can go image founders, I can just see it right now, image founder box. You open it up and there's like a version for each one. But I don't know which character, because some of them we may do multiple characters from the book and or the creators. So we don't know what's gonna end up in that big one, but I just want to have like a true, not have to buy separate ones for me. I just want to have one and go, this is my buddies right there, and then I can get everybody with me an autograph. It was a fun time, to tell you. It was a fun time back there. And we've got,
It was one fun time.
yeah, we got black. It's fun to read.
No, sure. It was fun.
Yeah, and we have a lot of good stories there. And then now Jim, being a big shot over in DC, is one of the guys who comes along and helps make sure that our toy through DC Multiverse, if you guys like the DC Multiverse
Yeah.
line, as you're playing, just do a round of applause here too.
It's a little surreal to me that, 33 years after we started Image Comics, and you had started your toy line, we're all jealous. We all wanted our stuff made for toys by you, that it took all these decades for me to go to DC, and then you get the DC license to finally pull off the Spartan action figures. So
Yeah, we should have
the
done
world
it.
works in these two.
Yeah, we should have done it.
You could have just got the license from day one.
Yeah, but just so we're clear, when I said I was gonna start a toy line, they weren't putting Vegas, money down on that price. So,
Yeah, that's true.
yes,
That's true.
so, and here we are.
Yes.
I pay you millions.
The parent company gets the money.
Yes.
I will get a free action figure if I'm lucky. Exciting.
All right.
All right.
Anyway, Jim's busy. He said he gracious enough to end his signing a little bit earlier to come say hi to all of you guys. So a round of applause.
We'll go back to DC. Thanks, Jim. Page hunters.
Can I just say they have good eyes? Like there was just a flash of that and then thought that and I was like, oh man, it's like hockey eyes, right? They saw offside that quickly, so that was good.
So comic book figures here, been long overdue. We've done every other version of Hal Jordan except the modern one. So that flash will be so you get Jake Garrett. On the McFarlane Collector Edition side, some long overdue fan requests here, including Professor Pig and Zombie.
Like you said, like you come in and make some of the deep cut. Because again, as you can imagine, once you do a certain amount of Batman or whatever, people aren't saying, oh, could you do more, right? I mean, they'll take them all day long, but they start picking their favorite characters. We get the email from you good folks, and or text or whatever, or social. And you actually, you ask for something that we internally go, why did we take, we should have thought of that first, right? Like, I never want them to be ahead, but you guys ask for them, we go, yeah, let's go ahead, let's make that one. This seems, it's so goofy that it would be fun, and who wouldn't want that one on their, Professor Pig, real Professor Pig. Because it's a conversation starter, I promise you. If you buy Professor Pig and you put it on your shelf and you invite your aunt or uncle over, you're gonna get a question, right? Like, why is there a man with a pig head on your shelf right now, right? And then you can go and give them whatever story you want.
Just an update here. We revealed this in San Diego, and it was an Elite Edition figure, but we decided to include it in the Collector Edition line. So, Zatanna with Detective. Then lastly for DC, we've got some deluxe theatrical editions here. So our Batman Returns wave hits stores right now. So if you want.
A few years you guys have spoken. We tried a couple of the early Batman movies. They worked. You guys asked for more. We did some more, and then eventually it was like, well, eventually we got to get them all, right? Like get them all for some of the people either like that movie specifically, or people who were completists. I got to have all movies, right? And we've had some pretty good fun with the likeness stories of some of the characters too.
And perhaps the greatest vehicle of all time. This is exclusive to GameStop and EV Games in Canada. So go check that out. That's a pre-order. You can get it on there. And then we've got an active crowdfund going on right now for Suicide Squad, Margot Robbie, Harley Quinn. There's many levels, and I'm paraphrasing because we want to get to the next segment here. But this is an active crowdfund. You can slowly build up the amount of accessories depending on the level you want to join. So this is the max level, level 4. So you get temporary tattoos, movie poster, multiple heads, or jacket, baseball bat, et cetera. Jared Leto Joker is part of the mix.
Yeah.
And then a more Harley Quinn comic-esque colorway that's an add-on there as well. So, go on this right now. It's active and live. You can scan that QR code if you want to pick that up. Take you straight to the site. It takes a second to load.
Yeah, and like I said, there's different variations of it, different price points. You get to sort of like a buffet. You could pick the one you want that makes any kind of sense for you. But I know that when we do those ones, we're able to add just a little bit more to because the price is a little bit elevated. It's not some of the stuff we can do. Even go to sort of the mainstream store because we have to be super price sensitive. And then these ones we can sort of make sure that we get it way closer to right. And seem to be willing to manage $5-10 for a figure to do that.
I'm gonna bring DJ back up to help me because there's a lot of hockey players. So it's time you can help with this.
Yeah, hockey season just started. The baseball season is still going. I was at our with my new wife the other day to watch the Blue Jays play the Yankees. In the Marvel Yankees. And here's what happened. I'm gonna digress again. We were there, it was packed. Every TV and big screen on the back, packed. Blue Jay Yankees, and they were boisterous. And I go, man, this is cool. We're New York game. Here we go. And then we got ahead. And if we win, then you guys go home. It says your season's over. Which we were all for. Everybody only two. So we were there. We weren't getting too obnoxious because we go, hey, we're in the Lions den here. Let's be quiet. And then somebody came up to me and said, hey, Todd, I recognized you. I said, a fan. And said, hey, can I get an autograph, whatever. But I was talking about the Yankees and he said, oh, I go to the Yankee Stadium for 12 years. And I go, I'm staying here till the 9th. We want to see what happens, especially if the Blue Jays won. Well, how does this go down? He goes, I know exactly how this goes down, Todd. See all these people here? I promise you they won't be here by the 9th inning. So about the 7th inning, we're behind about third go. By the 8th inning, we're still behind about third go. And by the 9th inning, we're sort of there, keeps their drink down and late. We don't make a scene. We don't cry. We don't yell. We just leave with our hearts aching and we go home for the moment. And I was so focused on the game because we were winning my Blue Jays, Canadian, I could go home. And then all of a sudden the last stop came. And it was like, yeah, we won. And I turned and there's only one other person in the and I made it quietly laugh. Like about 100 people had left. I wasn't even paying attention, and they weren't making a fuss. They just left. So he knows the Yankee fan. So sorry about that, but go Blue Jays.
We got a big roster. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Big roster. Oh, you skipped.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
That's okay. Very quickly.
And so we don't need you, AJ.
Wait. We do a big roster of NHL pros makers. So there's 7-inch scale and they are pre-posed. So button up for free practice. Just started this week. And
We got the NFC figures.
yeah, and NFL.
NFL, yeah.
Obviously, the season's in full swing. Big win for the Giants last night. But
Yeah, Giants took down the Eagles. It's a very Giants fan.
And huge roster as well of NFL players. So definitely check it out if you're a sports fan. We have NFL, NHL, MLB, and UFC figures.
Yeah, and again, it's fun coming back into it. I said in one other show, because every 5 years, the top players rotate, right? And you get a whole new wave, sort of like the artists in the comic books. Every 5-10 years, there's another wave of like the hot cover artist and or writer artists. Same with athletes. So now we get to do all these athletes that we got a chance to do the first go around our sports years.
We're going to jump over to Marvel book. We're going to have a little help. Joining us to the panel is our creative director of product development from the Disney Consumer Products, Jesse Falcon. Please come up. Thank you.
Come on, Jesse. Okay. Thanks for coming. Look, we've been trying to help Jeff seems like the smart guy and knows everything at Marvel, but just so you guys know how this goes, again, behind the curtain, when we typically want to do something and because they say yes and typically you get a contract, you still have to make things and people still have to encourage you and give proof. So he's our guy that basically, if he says yes, it's a go. If he says no, then we have to ask why. He even gives us a reason. We have to go and you're in constant negotiation until you get your lineup and then you move forward. And these are sometimes some of the funnest conversations you can have when you're having the back and forth with the people you're doing licensing and trying to put together lines and talking about, and they get to tell us too in advance some of the things they've got coming down the pipeline that we might not be aware of, that they give us a heads up. So we can start making those toys, if you will, so they're ready in time for any kind of event that they might have.
Yeah, thanks for having me up here, guys. Honestly, I don't know how I'm gonna follow Jim.
Look, we got somebody from Marvel, from DC, man, here we go. Studio.
So Jesse gave us a heads up a long time ago about Marvel Rivals. Most played video game on the planet practically, and we are just hitting stores this fall. And Jesse, you've got two of them right next to you. 1/6 scale. Yeah. The Hulk, Venom, Iron Man, and Spider-Man. I have a render, but just to get the real thing.
I mean, this is an incredible partnership. You guys, I mean, I've been in the toy industry for 31 years, so I think I started at Toy Biz.
Yeah.
Same year you created, what you did and changed the entire industry. And everybody was like looking at what McFarlane was doing. So for the 12-year-old kid inside of me who is to come with me to work every day, to work with you on this is an incredible experience. And guys, honestly, like, for me to see these in person, I have not seen them in person yet. See vendors and things on screen. I mean,
Right, because
the weight of this thing.
because the thing that's fun about the riding is that there's a style to it. And one of the great things about trying to do other people's work is trying to capture their style, right? And so this guy, like he's big and beefy, like, I mean, when I was a kid, and I did Spider-Man, but I would always take the Hulk because I have a younger brother who's easier to hit him over the head with this one. So I just like big beefy stuff. But I also like the style of this guy with a little bit of a tiny head. And he just looks like he's about 2,000 pounds. It's cool.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the Marvel Games team did an incredible job. Those guys are firing on all cylinders over there. Kind of put a game out, whether it's Snap or a re-release of Marvel vs. Capcom Rivals, or I think you guys may have seen Marvel Kombat, which is a brand new head-to-head fighting game. We haven't made one of those in the new market in 30 years. We have a lot of ground cover.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Let's see. Let me tell you about your game too. My son just recently got married. They were like, "Dad, you gotta come over to the house." I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna show you this Marvel Rivals video." And I'm like, "Have you seen it?" I'm like, "No." And I'm like, "Okay, we'll do it." And the whole time they were sitting there, they were both, especially the one, it's kind of just watching the movie. Watching the movie. I do TV shows that I don't get much entertainment watching this video game. And she doesn't play. She was watching her husband play with my son. And I'm going, wow. So somebody hit it on the sweet spot. You've got people going, I'd rather watch Marvel Rivals than whatever is streaming on Netflix today. All right, so it's pretty good.
Thanks to our friends at Marvel Publishing and Jesse's help, there's going to be a Marvel Rivals comic book in every 1/6 scale statue. So
Yeah.
if you want some reading material along with it, it's great. And then we have the smaller scale, so like the Ghost Spider over there, where we can do some of the breakout stars like Jeff Blanchard. And Jesse, I don't know, you've been doing Marvel Profit for a long time. How many Jeff Blanchard did you help bring to market?
All of them.
All of them?
I mean, there's a lot more in the pipeline because, I mean, Jeff's having a moment right now between him being in our preschool shows, him being in some other content we're developing, and obviously Jeff's incredible popularity on this platform. We get metrics from our games team, and like every time they have a drop, if you guys who are playing Marvel Rivals, you know that they are on constant new drops. There's a really cool rundown for Halloween. Jeff's wearing a pumpkin. It's really great.
No, so look, if you can't have fun in what we know at its core is still business, right? We all have to conduct a certain business so that we can keep doing more fun, creative stuff. So I know in my life that whenever I can just go and just say, hey, I'm going to just sort of get goofy, have fun. It's really to some extent just lying Spider-Man business.
Yeah.
To just go, Spider-Man is having a bit of fun, right? You can carry that across any of the businesses you do. It always makes the day that can otherwise be a little bit trying at times, that much more enjoyable. So he always puts a smile on my face.
Yeah, I mean, he's incredibly engaging. I've had multiple conversations at conventions about people who have had a real deep connection with this character. The best character is a very calming character for them, which is a wild thing because he's not calming in nature. He's very chaotic, but I think maybe that duality leads into some of that. But it's listen, you know, Marvel's got thousands of characters, and when they every week create new ones, every year create more, and this is just a really cool late addition because if you look at the pantheon of characters that they have, I don't know that you would have spotted a puppy-sized great white shark. You know, like that's going to be like the 2025 big breakout character.
Yeah. No, those are always the fun ones when you get it wrong.
Yeah.
And the audience tells you, this is the right. This is the character. Everybody was putting all their eggs over here, and they go, no. This is going to be our one over here. To go, look, we don't get it right all the time. It's an inexact science. Doing licensing and making product. We like to be humble from time to time, but deliver the product you guys ultimately want.
Jumping over to the comic side, in the 1/6 scale format, Todd, we've got your Iceman from Marvel Tales. Can I drop more inspired?
Yeah, so I guess there was a while there where I'm doing Spider-Man, and they wanted me to do covers for Marvel Tales with a reprint book of Spider-Man, but then they decided to take all of the adventures of Spider-Man with the mutant characters, the X-Men characters, what was on called. And so for about a year and a half, I got to do X-Men. I never did X-Men. I just didn't have any interest in doing X-Men, but I saw everybody else was doing it, and there was still, I had a favorite that I wanted to draw. Hey, it'd be cool if I could draw, Cyclops once or Wolverine once or whatever, but, I thought Iceman was kind of cool. There's a big image I did on one of my writing tail. That's what that was based on right there.
And then in the smaller scale, again, recreating some of the greatest covers and interiors, Todd, you've got a number of features here in the middle. Steve Ditko, Doctor Strange, all the way over to Chinley, we should have had a stay for Gambit. But Blizzard, Spider-Man, and Juggernaut is your final spot.
Yeah, and it's a little trivia.
Yeah.
That one right there with the Juggernaut, if you go back to the image, I had announced to Marvel I was quitting, right? So, and part of the big reason I said before is I'm gonna be a father the first time, and I just go, I don't know what that's gonna take, what's gonna entail. Just a good time right now, we're gonna take a breather. And I'm really good at deadline. And I hadn't, and doctors really good, and they gave us a date when our daughter was, our first child was gonna be born, and I had it, so I had, the last thing I was gonna do, I'm gonna finish it the day before, right? Like, I'm going home, and then I'm done, we're gonna be at that. She came 2 days early. So, we love her, and she came 2 days early. So I'm like, oh man, I'm not finished. But luckily I saved, because again, for time, I saved the last 2 pages I had to do 2 pages of prep. It was that drawing right there. Those are my last 2 pages I ever drew for Marvel, that big Juggernaut one. And our daughter, was born with, her name is Cyan, after the color blue, CYAN. So if you look at that book, if any of you guys have that last book, and we actually even, I don't even know, Jesse knows we snuck this in there, but in the drawing, because my daughter had been born, like, what, he's bending a street sign, and it says like something like 46th Street and Cyan. I put my daughter, who at that point was 1 day old, I put her name on, and we colored it blue, Cyan blue. So now this toy has the sign, and it says Cyan on it. And she's now a 33-year-old doctor. And so, yeah.
So will she get a copy of the statute to keep it in his office?
And the thing is, I'm trying to, I don't even know if she knows this.
It's very young when it happened.
Told her that, because you can imagine the son, dad has never worked a day at Marvel. He's like, my life, but she never asked me anything about Marvel. I probably never told her, but yeah, she can get a toy with Cyan. She can be. I got my name on it. It's like, you, what your fucking mom did.
Jesse, I don't know, we've hit John Romita, Junior and Senior, Steve Ditko,
Yeah.
Black Belt, any other artists we're missing so far that you want to see in the market?
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Joe Mad.
Who?
Joe Madarone.
Joe married, okay.
Just because his design sensibility is so unique, it's so different from anything you guys have touched.
Yeah.
Also, like, Joe was, I think, part of the wave of guys that came right after you guys left.
And he went into video games too.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I mean, it's just a shame because I was hoping he'd have a big long run. And
You would be both. You would be both.
But if you, anybody in this room is aware of Joe Mad, call him Joe Mad, it's for short, his style, it was like superhero, to me, kind of early manga, Japanese influence. It had this whole, there was this whole vibe there that a lot of people were actually influenced by him for a while there.
And McGinnis, I think,
Yeah.
was one of the guys that he brought on who had a very similar style. But I've spoken to Joe about this because I was friendly with him, and he's probably living, well, he's still in the college.
Yeah.
And if he walked here, I'd love to say hi to him, but his hero is a guy named Banks. We designed Capcom, we designed all the Street Fighter characters, all the Marvel characters, that stylization, and that was his kind of jumping off point. And then he took that and he extrapolated his own thing.
I mean, what I would say about
I mean, it looks a lot.
yeah, you like that, and Joe Madden sort of was like early in on that kind of cool styling that was on there. So we just didn't get enough from him in comic book, because whenever we have favorite artists, you know, we never want them to leave.
So since we took your request, we thought maybe we'd, Todd, get some fan requests at the same time.
What do I know?
Characters.
Oh. Okay, so, okay, so I know what he's trying to do. I don't know what Johnny Scott now, right? So, okay, when I'm talking to Brian here, you, right?
I do, yes, that's what they pay for money for.
So what we thought, you can say no, but pressure's on now. And what if we make a line of characters, we're always talking to you, but we miss them? Can I get the audience to give us some suggestions, and in real time, you say yes or no, and the character, like, not 100, but can we do like 3 or 4, and if you say yes, we have to go and make them.
We got 2 minutes, let's do it.
Okay.
2 minutes, let's do it.
Okay, he's either gonna say yes or no. I don't know what his reasoning is. If he says no, maybe give it, maybe you won't. Don't take it offensively. But we're gonna get 3. You guys are gonna pick a bunch of characters coming out in the next couple ones. How about that? And we've got, everybody got their fucking phone, because he says yeah.
Well, anyway, this guy,
These guys,
this guy's fun.
so you have to clear this with Walter. Do you have to clear this with Disney?
Let's talk about
Okay.
Frank Miller, Daredevil. I think it's foolish if we don't.
Okay. We got one. That's a good one.
This fellow with the shirt, with the plaid shirt. That's you, sir. You're wearing the plaid shirt. Todd, Ghost Rider.
If I lost.
With the bike.
With the bike.
Yes. That's a Todd question, because that's a.
No, we should do, when I put them in, you got a lot of feedback on that. I think the Ghost Rider visually, it was wicked done right. So yeah, we missed that one, but
This is, get that in the front row here.
okay.
Stanley.
Oh,
Yes. We can do it.
yeah.
It's, we have a couple extra steps involved. We can do it.
So we'll put that in 4B, right? So again, like, it's not, I don't think you can just say yes.
I don't know, what Disney doesn't own Stanley. But again, Marvel doesn't own Stanley legally, we don't, we have to go talk to another company, but we're in very good relations with that.
Yeah, no, that would be cool. I think that would be, because I was up on stage.
I remember there.
Dozens and dozens of times, and, that means you could take the Todd toy that I did with Spawn, and then we get the stand when you put stuff on stage, we can recreate. That's what I used to do. Don't meet stand.
Real quick, 2 more, and then we get.
Second row, that's you, sir. Yes.
Okay. How come you keep saying no to us on the side? It's another conversation. Yes, that's the great fucking range right now.
Last one.
You picked the last thing.
Oh, no,
No, you picked the last person.
Oh, the last person. Okay, hold sec. I'm gonna go, this guy here's got a toque now again. You guys call it beanie, stocking camp, what do you call it here in Canada? Canadian, we call it a toque. He's got a toque on.
Yes.
Set of Weapon X, still being low, beginning of the end.
I love it. What artist?
Everyone you feel is best.
Whichever one I feel is best. I like that answer. Everyone's recording that.
Yes, it's done.
How about, can I give you one?
Yes.
How about, like, double dinosaur?
Kirby stuff.
Something, Kirby,
Oh.
right?
He's gotta have Blue Boy on it.
Yes, I'm sorry, boy, you have never seen that comic book, it's crazy, it's fun, it's just a big red T-Rex. Got the Kirby style that's in there, maybe, I'm gonna come back to this, some of the Barry Windsor, that, Barry Windsor,
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. Like such a specific, beautiful style. Man, that by the next
Okay,
race.
so we have, so you, I think we got a yes on three of those. We'll have the Frank Miller, we've got the Ghost Rider, two, what we done, like,
Stanley figures, yeah.
that one got to go deeper.
Yeah.
What was the other one you suggested?
The water.
The one, and then the dock off.
Yeah.
Okay, those, you guys look for those, where somebody's recording it.
Yeah.
All right, guys,
He just said yes.
that's it for today.
We nail it good enough for him to give us the approval of, he knows the art, we have to now get close enough for him to say, you nailed it, all right? So you guys got the first approval for it, thank you. And we'll get hopefully the second approval, and then we'll put it out, maybe we'll even put a little note on the back thing saying, suggested at New York Comic Con 2025.
I love it.
All right.
All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Check out all the coverage on the sites. Until later, guys, I'll catch you later.
You guys really great, that's your show, remember, the comparison on the third, you got the 4 days, you got 2 more days.
Thanks for watching today's video.